my mom. She had really no control over our money. It was really my dad. And I saw that, that kept her in a place that she didn't have much choices or options. And you know what? I want to empower women, especially Filipino women, to kind of learn how to handle their money so they feel empowered, they feel they have choices.
Why do you think the state of financial literacy is where it's at?
Kasi minsan there are just some things that's really in their mind na it's not really about the money aspect.
Oo.
So that people think it's that, but really if you really look into personal finance, it's just really, making better decisions with the money you have now and sticking to it.
Welcome to ATRAM Game Changers, the podcast that invites you to explore the exceptional minds of our time. Brought to you by ATRAM, the leading independent, digitally powered asset and wealth management firm in the Philippines.
I'm Sandra Aralio. My guest is Mariel Bitanga, one of the Philippines' earliest pioneers in bringing financial literacy to social media. Mariel, welcome to Game Changers. It's so good to see you.
I know. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Sandra.
We met, I believe, back in 2021 during the pandemic.
Yes.
We did this women empowerment event, and I remember I was really surprised by how many young women are getting involved in education or financial literacy. So today, why don't you tell us about what sparked your passion for personal finance and why you're doing what you're doing?
Okay, so what sparked my passion really was because I was in my, I think, fourth year college. I already started working on the side while I was finishing my degree. Just because I had to work, I had to help out at home, and I saw that my parents weren't good with money, and that kind of traumatized me, and I still have to work through that trauma. And I was so traumatized that I wanted to make sure that as I was earning, I wanted to make sure that I didn't mismanage my money, and make sure that I wouldn't repeat my parents' mistakes. So it wasn't really passion at first. It was really just more of, okay, I can't repeat my parents' mistakes. So, as I started earning my own money, of course, I still made mistakes as an early earner.
Yeah, that's how we learn.
Yeah. And then my sister's friend was in the insurance industry, and she kind of introduced me into this world through insurance at first. And then there I met people who were really into personal finance and educating people. So that's how it really started for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing a lot of parallels because I kind of started the same way. Like I looked around and I saw that my parents didn't really, I guess, didn't educate me enough. And then so I sought to kind of try to learn things, and I met an insurance agent, and then kind of that was the beginning, no? What was, so marami ng mga nag-attempt, I guess, and for every generation, what stands out, I guess, for our generation now is the advent of social media. So how did you transition into that more modern finlit influencer mold?
So when I got into that world, I had a mentor who really pushed us to he was kind of like, he was really into social media already back then.
Ano year to?
Oh my gosh, 2015, 2016.
10 years ago, okay.
Yes. And then he kept telling me, look at these pages in the States, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you can, make your own page. And I was so hesitant to put myself out there. Before SimplyFinance, it was a different name pa, Money Mastery Manila, and it sounded scammy back then. But yeah, that's how it started. He really pushed me. But then I realized later on that it was really a way to reach more people, help them without being directly connected with them. Like you could post stuff and still add value. So I guess that's how it started. I was hesitant, then I realized the value of it.
And then how did you set out in the beginning? You just built your website? Medyo
so,
mahirap gawin yun.
no, it started on Instagram.
Oh, okay, so Instagram na.
Instagram, and then I got a friend to be my social media manager for a
Okay.
while. We created graphics together. It was Money Mastery Manila pa.
That's why pioneer, folks. I mean, hindi pa siya ano nun.
And then eventually, right before the pandemic, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should put a little bit of money into it. I got someone to do my branding, and then rehaul the whole idea, then built a website, and then from there, that's how it happens.
So it's now a business, Parang it's your business, but also kind of is hitting an advocacy on educating about personal finance. Is there a focus on women in particular, or where does the kind of, kasi nga doon tayo nag-meet, di ba? Parang women in finance, or is it just because you're a woman who happens to run this kind of business?
Yeah, specifically women, millennial women.
Ang tina-target mo.
Yes, but now I'm getting more Gen Z clients, and I'm really glad.
That's
but
good.
yeah, I really wanted to target women just because I guess from where I was coming from, my mom. She had really no control over her money. It was really my dad. And I saw that, that kept her in a place that she didn't have much choices or options. And I love you, Ma. But then, I saw that, what, I want to empower women, especially Filipino women, to kind of learn how to handle their money so they feel empowered, they feel they have choices, and they feel that, they can do it.
Malaking bagay yung economic independence talaga, especially for women. I mean, the modern woman, now we're really lucky and privileged to be in a position of holding a job or running a business. But if we don't know how to manage the finance side of things, whether it's personal or connected to the business, mahirap, di ba? So, what were some of the challenges, I guess, that you encountered when you were building your business?
I think it was a lot of internal challenges. Parang sino ba ako to like...
I was gonna ask about imposter syndrome.
Yes. But yes, a lot of internal challenges because I wasn't the best at math growing up or whatever. And di ba, numbers, finance, that's how people perceive it. And I didn't want my friends to judge me or make fun of me. Alam mo, yung maloko din kami. So parang, wow, post ka na ng ganyan. Yung mga ganyan. So parang I really didn't believe in myself that I could do it. And also, the challenge to be consistent. Because being on social media,
it's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. And some up to those who really made it into a career. So being consistent is really hard.
It's been a challenge, no? I mean, with anything naman.
Yeah.
I guess the trap is to think that it's easy.
Yes.
And nothing worth doing is ever easy, folks.
Yes.
So I hope that's one of the takeaways for today. So going back to SimplyFinance itself. So in a nutshell, what is it about? What kind of problem or what kind of need is it trying to fill?
So what I wanted to create was kind of a platform or a space where people could go to and easily, just by scrolling through, they can get actionable tips or advice that doesn't feel intimidating. So it could be about budgeting, basic investing, debt management, basics of insurance. Just a place where, punta lang ako, I can learn something and then share it with my friends. So something like that. Nothing intimidating at all.
Where did you learn that yourself?
Because I also don't understand complicated things, or it takes a while for me to understand. I'm not a very technical person in that sense. So I wanted to make sure that if I see it or if I create it, it's something that I would easily understand and my audience would understand also. So parang making sure that it clicks in my head. If it clicks in my head, then it should click with most of the other readers.
Right. I guess challenge talaga yan, no, to make it relatable. I mean, I remember when I was like early in my career, I would start facing clients, no? They made me face clients, and the feedback I would get is always, you have to communicate in a way that is more understandable or that can land better. So I guess, yeah, I mean, it is challenging because the subject matter is tricky, but not impossible, diba? So, I mean, why do you think up to now finance is so intimidating for a lot of people?
I think because it's, there's a notion that it's all jargon, it's all charts or numbers. When you first look at like a chart, parang, diba? Stuff like that. So that people think it's that. But really, if you really look into personal finance, it's just really, making better decisions with the money you have now and sticking to it. That's where it really starts. But I think people are scared because when they go to a bank and they get offered all these investments and they don't understand it, and it's mostly, I think, especially in the Philippines now, it's improving, but before it was really salesy, parang pushing product
Push.
Yes, so parang ikaw, ano ba yan, ko alam, wag na lang. So wala ring masyadong platforms on educating, so I think, yeah, it's too salesy or too technical for them.
Why do you think the state of financial literacy is where it's at? I mean, in terms of on ordinary or typical Filipinos' ability to how do you say to address or to cope with the need to understand one's finances. Why do you think it's at this state pa rin?
I think because us Filipinos, I guess we're very resilient and reactive. Like, let's say we react to certain situations, or let's say there was something that happened at home that affected your finances. That's when you kind of work on it. Kasi shocks, may nangyari. I have to do something about it. So, and I guess also, going back to what I was saying earlier, there was a negative parang association also, na it's mostly like people giving biased like advice, or like it comes kasi from a product na parang.
But what's ironic though is like we're still today, up to today, the propensity for people to be scammed is still so high. Pero parang the only way to avoid that is to kind of try to empower yourself or educate yourself. So I guess this is where SimplyFinance can really come in and help. Again, educate. There are many levels of education. Personal finance is one. I mean, business finance is another. You run your own business. It's kind of, even, kunyari, ano ba mga behavioral finance is another, diba? I mean, it's really, really interesting. And the more, I guess.
It's like a lot of psychology also.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, sometimes when I deal with a client, let's say, that really can't stop using their credit card no matter what. Parang for me, oh my gosh, parang hindi ko na yata kaya to. No, because it's not a...
May mas malalim na issue dito.
Yes. So parang inisip ko nga, dapat siguro meron na rin akong partner na
for sure.
Kasi minsan there are just some things that's really in their mind na it's not really about the money aspect.
Oo. Well, that's that's
actually, that's a good idea. Refer ko na lang.
Very timely, I guess. Kasi nga, behaviorally, you can, it can spill over into one's dynamics or one's relationship with money. And things that are supposed to be or meant to be tools or meant to be good things like debt. Debt is like a normal thing. But it's a double-edged sword. And then so people tend to have a bad experience with it, shun it altogether, and then it becomes this virtuous cycle, no? So, what is the first thing that, I guess, first question, the women that you encounter, no? So different age brackets, is it a common question that they have when they're starting with you, or is it kind of different at different life stages?
I think majority the ones who approach me, majority are kind of, they've done the basics already. They probably have their emergency fund. they probably got their, insurances already. And now they want to kind of plan towards their, long-term goals and, how to budget for that, how to invest for that. But I do get naman the ones that specifically want to address credit card debt, or ones that recently I got an inquiry na parang they got kind of a windfall, and they don't know what to do with it. May mga certain na very niche or very specific concerns, but mostly overall how to handle their money better day to day so that it addresses their long-term goals.
So I guess that's what being a game changer is, no? Not just accepting the status quo. And even if, I mean, there has been a lot of attempts to educate, there is a need to evolve it for the time. And for the audience. And so now I guess more women are ready. Actually, women have already been doing it
Yes.
I mean, what I mean to say, typically we budget the household needs, we whatever, make things happen, and so there's already that I guess
know-how.
But it's
Parang
just
innate, yeah.
it's been innate, it just hasn't been named, I guess. And then sometimes people just do it, and then people make mistakes, and then it becomes I don't know, a downfall for some. Kasi traumatic nga naman talaga pagka nagka-trouble ka, diba, with money. But then again, platforms like this or people like you kind of leverage this collective learning, I guess. And that's also what we're trying to do in ATRAM, parang advocacy of sorts, because the principles are kind of the same. So that's really really interesting. I guess my next question has to do with more, how do you envision the SimplyFinance to evolve, or what else do you want to do in terms of leveling up what you've already achieved? You already brushed on one, maybe yung behavioral, blending in behavioral finance. You're welcome. But what else? What else do you kind of see that you wanna build towards as far as this business of yours?
Yeah. So I know I always get that question, just because I mean on the side, I still have a corporate job. So everyone always asks me, when are you gonna leave your corporate and focus on Simply, like fully? I don't know, but I think the next step really would, I think, to grow my team as well, because right now it's just really me doing the financial planning, and then I have a social media. But how I see kasi the businesses I see in the US, for example, may team talaga sila of financial planners, and then just growing it from there so that we could serve more people. I mean, that is ideal, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that. But like overall, I think not just for me, but what I want to see is that more companies, for example, really put financial wellness into their kind of priorities. Really make it like a yearly thing that, they get speakers, they get educators to really guide their employees, because they're there to earn money, diba? So they should learn how to handle it also. So I really look up to companies that prioritize this. And also maybe for the schools as well, diba? Parang start them early.
Yeah.
Like make it a curriculum somehow, or make it like a mandate by the DepEd. I don't know. Like for example, I'm employed by Makati. I don't know if you guys get this. You're Makati employees also. But every year you have to get like a chest x-ray.
Yeah.
Yes, diba? And it's a requirement. So why can't financial literacy be a requirement for companies also? So I hope,
I guess for employees, it's retirement planning. Diba?
Yeah.
So usually we do road shows, ganyan, but sometimes needs a little bit more.
Yes.
And I really admire what you're doing, no? Trying to fill that gap in terms of as we grow, as our capacity to earn, our GDP grows, GDP per capita grows, meron talagang need to also evolve.
Evolve.
Equipped and evolve. So what's your challenge, I guess? What would you like to challenge our listeners with in terms of getting them more or one step closer to running their race, towards making smarter financial choices?
Honestly, tumingin sa camera. To just start, I mean, whatever it is you have to start doing, whether it's building your emergency fund or making that first investment. You don't have to, because a lot, especially with investing, and I'm sure you guys know this, parang a lot of people get stuck in analysis paralysis. Like, what's the best fund? Blah, blah, blah. They look at it for like weeks, and then next thing you know, they never do it. And a year, 2 years has passed. And
Samantalang kung nilagay mo sa money market fund, kumita ka na ng 4%,
yes,
wala kang ginagawa.
exactly. So, parang for me, it doesn't have to be perfect right away.
Progress, not perfection. Yes.
And then what we're after really is masanay ka lang na, okay, I'm putting aside 2K a month, 1K a month towards like a fund, and then go from there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. Because time is so fast, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we have the why, I guess. We answer the why, the what, the how. So what else is stopping?
I know, and it's like you're on GCash. It's so easy now. We're so lucky. Before, honestly, I'm not sure if it was ATRAM, but I had to fill up forms pa.
Yeah.
The person had to go to our office and then I had to fill. Now you don't have to like fill out forms anymore.
Do everything. So there's a lot of innovation around that also, no? So, and all to equip, all to make it happen. So it really now rests upon the individual to do something about it, diba? Ano ba yung, what's the expression? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
I don't know that idiom.
But thank you, Mariel. It's I really enjoyed our chat today, and there you have it, guys. You can do anything really. There's really no excuse.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
We've reached the end of our ATRAM Game Changers podcast episode. Thank you again, Mariel, for joining us today and sharing your invaluable insights and experiences in the world of personal finance. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to share it with your friends and colleagues. You can find ATRAM Game Changers podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thank you once again, everyone.